Then all the people went away to eat and drink, to send portions of food and to celebrate with great joy, because they now understood the words that had been made known to them. Nehemiah 8:12. Hello, my name is Grace Lee. I am the CEO of NS2K Korean Beauty, an English teacher, and a proud mother of 3 children. Today, I want to share with you a story that deeply resonates with me on a personal and spiritual level. That place is Unpyeong Church. Despite it being abandoned, God's love and presence dwells in this sanctuary, and He has called on us to restore it. Unpyeong Church was established on November 30th, 1975, making it nearly 50 years old in Ujeongbu, Gyeonggi-do. On May 22nd, 1988, the current building was contracted after the commitment and tithing of churchgoers. For years, it was a thriving house of worship with a bustling community and stood for unity between the 2 Koreas. However, a period of decline would soon afflict the church, and what was built with dedication and love for God began to unravel. A disguised adherent of the Shincheonji cult had made his way into the church and began to gain prominence among the churchgoers. As a result of his influence and what he preached, many members began to fall for the doctrines of the cult and began to leave Unpyeong Church. The worship services became unsustainable as a consequence of the declining membership. As the faithful began to stray away, taking not only their spirits but their tithes, which was a key for a church that relied on such support from worshipers. But the church found itself in another quagmire in 2020, the pandemic. Like many other churches in South Korea, they were forced to close due to lockdown, which made the membership practically zero during such turbulent times, and in a time when a sanctuary of God was needed for many. And with that, the church shut its doors permanently. Faced with the rising tide and overwhelming odds, we choose to look to God's promises. I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it. Matthew 16:18. 새생명 Church, the church I serve and attend, believes God is calling upon it and its community to take initiative. We believe God's presence is still on Unpyeong Church and that His word will prevail over any forces of evil. The world tells us to give up. The enemy wants the church to be lost to time. But the Lord does not let what is His be destroyed. God remembers the tears, prayers, and offerings poured out by His children. Even now, we can feel the holy sacrifice and devotion in the walls of the church, reminding those that enter that God has not abandoned it. We firmly believe that the power and authority of Christ has placed His blessing over the church, that it may preserve through every test and trial, just like Nehemiah weeping over the ruins of Jerusalem's temple and wall.
대안은 빨리 교회를 없애는 거다. 교회를 빨리 없애자. 뭐 이런 말들이 나온 상태에서 딱 하나만 생각했어요. 무조건 교회 살려야 되겠다. 이건 무조건 이건 살린다. 목숨 걸고 살린다.
하나님 주신 마음은 이 교회가 빛이 되었으면 좋겠다. 그래서 이 은평교회를 통해서 이 학교 주변의 이 동네가 다시 밝아지고 또 생기가 돌았으면 좋겠다. 학생들의 발걸음도 힘이 났으면 좋겠다. 이런 생각을 하게 되었습니다.
하나님 회복시켜 예배가 시작되어지고 여기서 많은 4세대 리더를 세운다. 이런 마음으로 다리 일어섰고 또 하나님께서 길 열어주시면 꼭 귀한 역사 이루길 소망합니다.
To restore Unpyeong Church, urgent financial help is needed. The first stage requires 150 million Korean won, about 115,000 US dollars, for critical renovations. But including the overdue loan interest, a total of 530 million Korean won, about 405,000 US dollars is needed to fully restore and rescue the church. It is not just a building, it is a place where God's word has been sown and his name lifted high. We believe that this is not the end of Unpyeong Church. It would not falter under the protection of Christ. We cannot ignore the heart of God that longs to restore this church. Immediate action is a must. His fire of love for the lost and for his church is burning once again at Unpyeong. These I will bring to my holy mountain and give them joy in my house of prayer. Their burnt offerings and sacrifices will be accepted on my altar. For my house will be called a house of prayer for all nations. Isaiah 56:7. God will bring joy again to this house. The brokenhearted, the lonely, and especially the youth of Ujeongbu, who face uncertainty and tribulation in this modern era, will seek guidance in the house of Christ. Around the world, churches are closing their doors and becoming pubs or clubs, but this church refuses to fall. We believe Unpyeong Church will become a symbol of hope and restoration for the Korean church in these times. And this hope and restoration will sustain us to forever worship the Lord in his house. This is not just a restoration, it is a rebirth. We trust that God will provide all things necessary, resources, skilled workers, and holy servants to carry out this good work. Like Ezra and Nehemiah, rebuilding Jerusalem's temple and wall, we await the shout of joy that will rise once again from the people of God. Nehemiah's wall was rebuilt in 52 days by the grace of God. Likewise, we believe that the restoration of Unpyeong will be a miracle, both in structure and in spirit. So, I am running the Berlin Marathon, not for myself, but for the restoration of the Korean church. Your support will help turn this race into more than just a finish line. It will become a celebration of hope and renewal. Stand with us. Partner with us. Together, let's make this restoration possible.